I'm here. I'm here. Hi. Okay, hold on. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm here. It's Think and Grow Rich study time. This is Mimi G, and I am just trying to fix my camera because I'm still not completely settled in terms of how I'm going to be doing this. So right now I'm still using my phone, and look, I got my hair cut. So it's I have to tell you the story about this because because it's a good one. Okay, so I have been growing my hair out long for years. Partially because I liked it long, but also because my husband likes it long. And yesterday was my birthday. Thank you, everyone who wished me a happy birthday. It absolutely meant the world to me because, on a very private note, it was not a good day in my house. It was not a good day for us. Hence, I got my hair cut. So that's my little tidbit. I like it better. I like to be able to just kind of, just mess it up and it still looks okay. So I have a couple of things I want to talk about. This whole chapter that we're talking about is the power of thought. And let me take a breath. Your thoughts truly can get you into trouble. They certainly can get me into trouble. I have one of those brains that automatically goes to worst possible case scenario when things happen. And so I will tell you that I had certain things that I had in mind in terms of what I wanted to do yesterday, and that blew up in my face. And so the natural instinct for me, honest to God, this is like I'm not proud of this, but this is what I'm trying to work hard on and conquer. Hi Karen, I'm glad you're here. I was just talking about my day yesterday. It was amazing. I got so many birthday wishes from everybody online. Unfortunately, on the home front, it wasn't that good. So anyways, when my plans blew up in my face, I was very hurt and I was very angry. And my natural gut reaction is to do something, good morning, is to do something not in my best interests. And I'm not proud of that. I work hard every day to try and, redirect that kind of energy and redirect that feeling that's inside of me. And so what I ended up doing was I went out and I went and got my hair cut. And I thought, well, I can do this. It was something that I've been wanting to do for some time now. And I guess my disappointment and my anger kind of gave me the fuel to go and do it. I'm very pleased with it. I love it. I'm not so thrilled with my current situation at home. And so, I try to keep my energy and my focus on positive things and the very things that I want to develop in myself and in my life. Not just for me, but for my children and my family. And so I'm going through a tough time, but I'm glad that I'm reading this book. Yeah, you're right. It is temporary. This too shall pass. I know that. I do. I really do know that. I used to hate that. When I first got sober, people say, oh, this too shall pass. And I hated it because, in the moment, you don't feel like that. You don't feel like, oh, this is going to be okay at some point. My natural tendency is like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. But I don't think like that anymore. And I know that. So anyways, when I was reading the book last night, it was the part where they talk about the mastering the principles of the philosophy and of Think and Grow Rich. It's about keeping your focus, keep your eyes on the prize. And not letting anything kind of distract you or dissuade you from what your purpose is and what I ultimately want for my life. And so anyways, at some point they started to talk about where Napoleon Hill says, that he went out a long time ago and he bought a dictionary and he took the word impossible, he cut it out of the dictionary. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, because there isn't anything that's impossible unless you decide it's impossible. I have certain people in my life that are content with mediocre. I'm not. I'm always looking for, how can this be better? How can this be bigger? How can this be, amazing? And that's who I am. And, what I strive for. So anyways, he goes on to talk about success coming to those who become success conscious. And it made success conscious. It made me think of, as a woman, when the many times that I would find out that I was pregnant, you get like a pregnancy consciousness, right? Where you have a baby in your belly and all of a sudden you're noticing everybody, everywhere you go, has a baby in their belly. And those people were probably all still around before I knew I had a baby in my belly. But now that I did, I was noticing them more, and it's kind of the same thing like, when you're young and you decide to get married and, your circle of people that you're around, oh, this one's getting married and then somebody else is getting married. And, because you've become aware of that. And so when he talks about the success consciousness, really, for me, it's about surrounding myself with people who are on a similar journey, maybe not the same identical journey that I'm on. I think that that's rare. But, people that are wanting to raise the bar, that are trying to elevate themselves and those around them to do better, to be better. I know I spent, like I said, I've said this a lot of times, I spend a lot of time listening to audio tapes. And, Jim Rohn is one of my favorites. And he talks about that. About when you're looking for a new opportunity and, or you're going for a job interview and, most people in the world go to an interview with the idea of, with a thought process in their mind going, I want a certain amount of money. I want to make a certain amount of money. And they don't really care what the job involves. You know what I mean? They just want to have a paycheck and it needs to be at a certain level. And, Jim Rohn introduced me to that idea of, but it's all very nice. It doesn't matter about the money that you're making. It's who are you becoming? And it's not until I started, this journey in entrepreneurship where I even ever gave that any thought of what is this turning me into? What kind of a person am I becoming? And that's the ultimate goal, right? Because we're here living and breathing every day and night. But what are we doing? Where are we going? And, so many thoughts get jumbled up in my head, but, somebody shared another thing about, I think it was Maya Angelou, who said, people are going to forget what you said and they're going to forget what you did, but they're not going to forget how you made them feel. And for me, that's my ultimate goal. That's, every encounter that I have with my friends, with my family, I want them to walk away from it feeling a little bit better than when they, first bumped into me or first, when we wake up in the morning. I am a happy person in the morning. It's a new day. I get to start over and I get to do things, a little bit better today than I did yesterday, and that's it. You know what I mean? If at the end of the day I can look back on my day thinking, I made some choices, I made some decisions that helped me, that saw me through a tough time, and I made it. And for me, I'm sober and I'm satisfied with my life. And when I say satisfied, I'm not done. I'm not, but I'm content with how I'm managing things today compared to who I was 10, 15, 20 years ago. I've changed and matured enough that I can actually, encounter a situation or, have a conversation with somebody and my day's not shot. If it didn't go exactly the way I planned, I can roll with it. I can, if somebody upsets me, I can take a deep breath and I can breathe through my nose. I know one of my earlier sponsors used to tell me that all the time, breathe through your nose, because when you breathe through your nose, your mouth is closed. You can't get in trouble, right? And so, that was really important to me to learn that. because I would just fly off the handle, and I would say things that I, maybe didn't fully mean, or maybe I could have phrased them a little better. Whereas now I tend to read through my nose and think, hence, reading this book, Think and Grow Rich. It's not so much a matter of, I want money. Yeah, I want money because money helps me do more for my community, for my family, for myself. It comes in handy. It's useful. But I don't want it to be my primary focus, to the detriment of anything else in my life. I want to help people. I want to guide them in that same kind of journey, that same kind of adventure that I'm on, because I'm enjoying it. I love it. And I want, other people who are looking and trying to find something, to help them build themselves up, and to help, if it's going to make them some extra money each month, great, fantastic. I'm all for that. But really it's about surrounding myself with people who are on a similar quest, and who are, interested in being kind and thoughtful and helpful. That's what I want to surround myself with, because that's who I want to be. And, when they say one bad apple ruins the bunch, well, you know what? If you surround yourself with good apples, you're going to stay being a good apple. You're right, Karen. That's perfect. Money is energy. You know what? We're early in this, but I can invite you on, I think. Would you like to come on with me? Just text me and just message me here, and I'll invite you on, and we can have a little bit of a discussion for a little bit, because I want this eventually to turn into something more interactive. But if you're up for a few minutes of joining me on this topic, I would love to have you here. I just have to press a button to invite you on. So if you'd like, you can come join me. Are you shy? It doesn't matter. Don't be shy. Anyways, no, you need, okay, yeah, no, okay, no risque shots. Okay, it's fine. But maybe we'll think about doing that on a future call. So anyways, I'm kind of flustered this morning because I had to go and do some banking. And so I actually got all my walking in for the day. So I've got that out of the way, and now I've got a few things to do around the house. But I wanted to talk about that success consciousness, and and being determined to, being determined to reach whatever goal you set for yourself. Right now I'm 3 for 3, which is huge to me, because I know I have said in the past that, I was going to do this or I was going to do that. And, I would let things come up, and I would let things stand in my way. That didn't need to, but, I just kind of let it slide. And, it kind of, I know at the very beginning of this online stuff, because it was online, I would do a lot of it at night, or, not the best times of day. But now, I'm getting up earlier, and I'm getting myself set up to be productive and useful and hopefully helpful earlier in the day, and really getting more focused and more single-minded in terms of the growth that I want to manifest in myself. And I'm glad that you get to share this with me. And if people watch the replay later and you enjoy what you're hearing, or please like, comment, and share. That would be great. And also, I have a group that I started, and it's kind of it's a personal development group, where there's lots of freebies inside, and so I'm going to post a link to that group in the comments for this once I post it, and I encourage you to visit that group, and like it, share, comment, do all kinds of engagement, whatever. Because I do care what you think, and I care what you're working with, what you're struggling with, what you're succeeding with. I want to hear about that too. And awesome. And so, yeah, anybody that wants to follow along with this, I encourage you to do so. And yeah, I can't see what time it is. It's only 17, so we're doing okay. So yeah, it's about becoming a little bit better, and shifting the focus away from me, and how can I serve you? How can I help you? It's amazing, the shifts that I've seen in myself, and in the people around me. And I guess in terms of the people that I want to be around, right? I don't want to be, I don't even want to say what I don't want to be, because you can't focus on that, right? Like when I listen to like Abraham, especially, and yes, it's good to have contrasts and to be able to kind of look at something and know that there are things that we don't want, but not to think about all the things that we don't want, because then we just get more of what we don't want, right? And so it's an interesting balance, trying to find, and being able to, set pen to paper and be able to say, this is what I want, and this is who I want to be. And I have some more journaling to do. I think that's very important. Jim Rohn even said, take notes all the time. Write things down when you have ideas, because ideas are the fundamental behind anything that's ever been created. It was at once a thought. And, that's kind of the message that I get from reading the first chapter in Think and Grow Rich, was, the power of that thought. A lot of people that I've known, and even, myself, would do a lot of thinking about things, but not really with a purpose in mind. Not really, it was just kind of like, it was more worrying about things and, anticipating things that really didn't need to be anticipated, that just didn't need to be focused on. And, I think that comes with time. I think that comes with being open to new ideas and new ways of thought. I have really revolutionized the way that I think about a ton of stuff, spiritually and physically, mentally. It's I hate the word overwhelming. It's not. It's awe-inspiring, really, I think, for myself to think about, the complete shifts that I've had in my own life. It's crazy. I'm grateful. I'm so, so grateful that I've, allowed myself to open my mind enough to create a new reality for myself. And it's certainly liberating. It's certainly freeing. And, I wouldn't change it for anything. So it's something that I intend to continue doing. I have no intentions of letting up, because I like where I'm going. I like the trajectory that I'm on, and I hope that me sharing, my thoughts and the different things that are happening to me, with me, things don't happen to me. I know. I remember, thinking, oh, why does this always happen to me? And that kind of. It's just a really selfish way to think about things. And now, like, I think, like, I happen to my life. That's what I'm doing, you know what I mean? And I'm showing up, and I'm taking charge, and I'm taking action on a daily basis. 3 for 3. Got to celebrate the small victories, too. And, for me, this is a small victory. And, it's only going to get better. It's only going to get more and bigger. And that freaks me out. It totally is awesome, and I'm loving it. And it's about showing up every day, and maybe not showing up every day in a Facebook Live, but just showing up to my followers. I know that there's a lot of people that maybe, like I said, that not every not everybody gets on here at 11 o'clock. And, for different reasons, different people, their schedule doesn't allow that. That's fine. That's fine. That's why it's great to do Facebook Live, because it'll be here later when people are available. And when you can find the time, knock yourself out. Come and watch these videos. And we'll have a lot of fun. We're just getting better every day, and I wish nothing but the best for all of you. And I am so, so grateful to know you and to have you in my life. And, I had my birthday yesterday, and today is the first day of the rest of my life. And I intend to be here for a while, so it's gonna be great. So thank you, Karen, for showing up and interacting with me. And for anybody else who's watching, like I said, I'm glad, if this is helping you, if this is, bringing a ray of sunshine into your life a little bit, I'm glad for that. And I just want you to know that you matter to me so much, and I love you all. Thanks. Mwah. See you.